4 shark attacks in 2 days. That's pretty crazy. I guess the sharks are pretty hungry at the moment.
Shark warning after 4 suspected shark attacks in New York in just the last 2 days. Will Reeve is joining us from Rockaway Beach, New York, with the very latest. Will, good morning.
Good morning, Lara. There were 8 reported shark attacks off Long Island all of last year, and this year there had been none until the 4th of July weekend. 4 reported attacks in just 2 days, and one beach having to shut down for a time because of how many sharks were just offshore.
This morning, a shiver of more than 50 sharks spotted off the New York coast after a
Wait, is that what they call a group of sharks? A shiver? But 50, that's a lot.
staggering 4 suspected shark attacks on Long Island in just the past 2 days. Authorities now stepping up their tracking and patrols.
Fire Island Pines, that a confirmed victim of a shark bite.
On the 4th of July, 2 separate attacks. A 49-year-old man bitten on the hand off Fire Island, and a 47-year-old bitten on his knee in Quogue.
I need you to respond for a 10-9 shark attack. Rescue's been notified.
This after a 15-year-old was seen being treated for a shark bite off Fire Island Monday.
My first reaction to when the shark grabbed my foot was to immediately get out the water and get help.
Peter Bancully was surfing when the shark latched onto his foot and toes. He quickly swam to shore where beachgoers aided him until first responders could arrive.
Thank you to the Good Samaritan.
Are these sharks actually trying to eat people, or just testing to see what they taste like?
On the beach to help me.
Meanwhile, just a few miles away, another teen suffering a suspected shark bite.
She walked out, came over to a lifeguard. We called the EMTs and we tended to her injury.
New York State Park officials sending out jet skis and drones to scan for sharks along all 4 beaches. Experts say the water conditions this time of year are favorable for the predators.
The water is warm enough and there's plenty of food here to support large sharks moving into our area and feeding on the animals that are here.
Florida also seeing multiple encounters. Beachgoers fleeing as a shark barreled toward shore at Perdido Key Beach in Florida on Sunday. And swimmers scrambling as this shark moved in at Navarre Beach on Monday.
They definitely would be scary to see a shark coming in. They're basically perfect predators.
Now, Whit, many beaches in the area have set up those drone patrols to spot sharks from above. Those sharks coming closer to shore when the bait fish move in, and then when it's peak beach season like it is right now, humans are in the water, the fish are closer. That's where the sharks go, and that's where you can have incidents like the ones that we've seen here this weekend.
All right, Will, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Joining us now is George Gorman, the Long Island Regional Director of the New York State Office of Parks. George, good morning to you. I want to start with those 4 suspected shark attacks in just 2 days. What more can you tell us about those incidents, and are they becoming more common?
So, unfortunately, as you've already mentioned, there were 8 in total last year, and simply over a 2-day period, we've had 4. So we are concerned. And that's why Governor Hochul and the New York State Legislature gave us additional funding so that we can take measures to protect the swimmers. We've increased the amount of drones we have on the beaches at Long Island State Park beaches, as well as wave runners or jet skis, so that we have lifeguards in front of the waters patrolling. So we have a lot of eyes that are now on the waters to keep the swimmers as safe as we possibly can.
So let's talk a little bit more about that, because you did close your beaches after the drones spotted 50 sharks yesterday. We saw that incredible video. What more can you tell us about the program, and do you think it's working so far?
So it is working. Obviously, we saw that large school of sharks. They were sand sharks, and they were just about 200 yards offshore at field number 3 at Robert Moses. And that's where that incident where a 15-year-old girl was bitten the day before. So we got our drones up first thing yesterday morning, scanned the beaches prior to 8 a.m. when the lifeguards go on duty, and that's when we spotted those sharks. We then did not authorize swimming till about 9:30, about an hour and a half later, We usually wait an hour, but there were so many sharks out there that we said, you know what, let's be safe. Let's just wait an extra half hour. We kept scanning the waters, we kept looking, and we did not see anything, so we then reopened for the day.
Well, it's definitely better to play it safe. But are experts telling you why we're seeing so many shark encounters right now, and why are they so close to shore in many of these cases?
So as you experts have mentioned, we've seen bait and bunker fish, which are the feeder fish for the larger fish, all along the shoreline. Last year at Robert Moses State Park, the entire beachfront, over 4 miles, we had a huge amount of bait and bunker fish, and they're about 200 to 300 feet offshore. So that's a tremendous amount of bunker and bait fish that were at that location. That's what we see happening. The larger fish, the sharks, are coming closer to shore, and when these bites occur, they're mistaking them for food, bait fish or bunker fish. So that's why we're seeing an increase, and we believe it to be the new normal, that sharks will be coming closer to shore now. The water temperatures, in addition to the bait fish, that's what's doing it. So we are reacting to that, again, to keep the swimmers as safe as we can.
So